docs a month or two ago, and I've been wanting to mess with SolidJS for a long time. So it's time, finally. And I'm going to do a few things. First thing I'm going to do is understand SolidJS by itself, the signals, the primitives that SolidJS has. Then I'm going to try to integrate RxJS, see how that works, log some values to make sure it lazily subscribes as you would expect, and then or hope at least. And then I want to try to see if I can put StateAdapt in it, and hopefully it should just work pretty easily. And then I want to see if I can use solid hooks to create similar API to React async hooks. There's a way of writing React hooks that I've been talking about a lot on these videos, and I did it for Qwik, so I'm just going to share my screen and show you that. Yeah, like this. Reactive hooks, declarative hooks. Use delay. The side effect is abstracted behind the hook. So I will create one of these per RxJS operator or observable creator, whatever you call them. And yeah, that'll be the final thing, because I think that API is the most flexible, actually, maybe more than RxJS. But I also want to, maybe as a fifth thing, look at RxJS and see if there's a way to make it run inside Qwik. So just get the syntax, not the exact library RxJS, but the syntax at least. See how close I can get to it. So that might be the fifth thing I do. So to review those, that would be first, understand Solid. 2, get RxJS working. Then StateAdapt would be 3. And then custom declarative hooks for Solid, that would be 4. And then maybe a weird implementation of RxJS API inside Qwik, because my goal is to figure out what the ultimate syntax for declarative reactivity could be. So far I'm leaning towards these custom hook things, because these are really flexible. They give you I think debug tools might be easier with these. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just try a bunch of things out, because things are changing in the front-end ecosystem. Things are starting to change. Most people don't realize it, but they are. Qwik is an incredible framework. I'm glad somebody finally really tried to make this easy for developers, so that maybe websites don't suck so bad. Maybe they load faster. That would be awesome. And then you have SolidJS with its extremely fast runtime and good reactivity. Just makes me so happy. So I hope it's as good as I think it will be, and I'm excited to see what they come up with. The last video I posted was about Ryan Carnado and Mishko collaborating on some things, and hopefully SolidJS's reactivity gets into Qwik, and hopefully Qwik's serializability gets into SolidJS. That'd be amazing. Or maybe the frameworks merge. Who knows? Anyway, so time to find a good SolidJS example to work inside, like I did with this Qwik one. So let me look for that real quick. Oh, look, tan stack query. This makes me nervous, because it's really great, and so it's going to get very popular, and it is popular. But since it came from the Reactive ecosystem, I have a lot of doubts that it is as capable as it needs to be to work with reactive declarative hooks. It's awesome. I've used it a lot, but I hope it's, I don't think it can be used internally inside another custom hook. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still looking for a good library. Whoa. I was just looking around and I saw this. Is this what solid stores can do? This is awesome. Oh, it's from effector and create store. Okay. I was thinking this is declared. This is reactive. Sweet. This is awesome. Text. Where do you get? Oh, from the event. Okay, so it stores text, and then I don't know what was up with the $sign before. I don't know. This is a sidetrack thing. At least it's declarative. That's nice. Here's another random one. And GStatem. Use select. Also declarative. That's good. Increase count. And dispatch state. This is a weird API for doing imperative stuff. Huh. Okay. Multiple stores. This looks interesting. This is a little weird. Dispatch. Increase count to. Where's that come from? Dispatch. It comes from. It's a second store. Why? Are these repeated? These are literally repeated code. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, this isn't my style. Anyway. Back to looking. I'm kidding. I'm looking at another one. Adam. Hey, I was thinking of calling my thing. No, not Adam. This is imperative. This is, I mean, it's not really more imperative than the other ones that I did. At least, you're exporting them from the same file, but for the let's see, NGX component store, libraries like that, this is basically declarative because it's close to it. It's technically not. If you did it in a separate file, or if you had stuff in here that wasn't for managing the state, I would definitely say that's imperative. But for this, I mean, I don't know. It's not too bad. So, yeah. Increase. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. It's not amazing, but it's good. All right. Why? Okay, let's look at this one since we're just going through these. All right. Hey. Look at this. Use store. So create. Awesome. Increase. So this is centralized state changes. This is great. What about selectors? I guess you just grab it. No selectors. It's just sort of as you want. Okay, so you got use store. So that's a custom hook. That is actually pretty good. Good job. Where's the dot increase? State dot increase. Right here. Good. This isn't too bad. This is a stand. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's interesting. The state is part of the object that describes the state changes. It's almost like a class that has properties and methods. It's very similar to that. Use store. Do they all share the same store? I don't really understand this. And anyway, I'm aware of it, so that's something. Solid services kind of just sounds like services. Global objects, that's it. Lazy evaluated, that's good. I think this reminds me of something that I saw in the documentation for Solid. This thing. It looks like these are singletons. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's kind of like, it's not dependency injection. I don't know what it is, but it's just like services, like Angular services. So whatever. Anyway, back to the search. Oh yeah, what I did was recent. No, not least. Recently updated. After you get past the first bunch. Oh, SolidWorks. Solid Lightworks 3JS. That looks cool. Cool. All right. Let's look at this one. Okay, it's not minuscule. It's got stuff in it, but unfortunately, Tailwind. Never used it yet, but we'll see. Hey, good. This is non-trivial. All right. Yep. I will use this. Let's just start with this. Doesn't make sense to spend too much time searching, but yeah, let's try this. All right. I cloned it. And wait, stop. Why did it stop? It's because I have a hotkey for pausing recording. So, and that Control Z. I don't know what it was, but anyway. All right. And then I run npm start. Man, this is taking a while. I paused it 20 seconds-ish. Post install. What's happening? Well, that one was broken. Tried npm start and had problems. I reinstalled npm packages. All right, I'm going to find a new one. Hang on. Whoa, this one looks awesome. Look at this. Create images of code. That sounds fun. And it's built with SolidJS. Definitely doing this one. You know what? I might even use this. Dang it. PNPM, why? Why can't we just use the defaults? This sucks. I really don't know why. This must be way better than npm. It must be way better. All right, I installed it. I get to learn a new thing. Okay. I don't know how to start it. I gotta learn that too. I hate this. I got an error. What? Why did I suddenly start running into problems when I tried to build a SolidJS project? 0 for 2 so far. All right, well, this sucks. I'll look for another one. It's not worth my time debugging random libraries. All right. Why aren't there just a ton of why aren't there just a ton of demo apps? Like, people are building utilities for this, but not. Oh my gosh, why? Oh, the source code for the Playground website. Okay, whatever. I mean, I could just go to the Playground on the website, I guess. I want features though to edit. I don't just want to randomly paste stuff or generate random code. I want something to work with. Maybe SolidJS has a pretty big ecosystem already. I mean, look at this. This is cool. Dev tools for the reactive graph. That is awesome. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Cool. Native script experiments. Good. Okay, I was doing a stupid thing. I want to look at recent. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll do this. This might be cool. Rehash. What does this mean? It's not building. Well, this is promising. It's some random person's homepage. Personal homepage. Perfect. Yeah. Hello, GitHub. Awesome. Cool. All right. This will be just a simple thing for me to start with. All right. We're going to look at this random person's portfolio. This will be fun. This is what I like. Simple, Easy. npm install, npm run dev. I like that a lot. Let's run it. And what is going on? Uh-oh. Notepad. Okay, something's going on. Something messed up. Something's messed up on my computer now. What happened? Maybe it's a I don't know. I'm gonna run something else real quick. See if it still works. Maybe the Qwik project. Hang on. Qwik was still running. Oh, I need to use a higher version of Node. Let's see what version I'm on. Node version 14. Okay. All right. Good enough. Okay. Let's try it then. Oh. Maybe now? Hey, look at that. Awesome. So this is what V looks like. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, local host. That one. Hey, look at this. Ooh. Haha, this is nice. Way to go, dude. This is cool. Can you type stuff here? Does it matter? That looks weird for some reason. So I got home. That's this. Projects. All right. Got his GitHub, GitLab, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Let's look at his Twitter. Part-time idiot. Awesome. Okay, this is weird. I don't need to look at his entire life. All right. Catprojects.txt. Well, this is weird. It's hard to know exactly what's code and what's UI. Okay, that's a GitHub link. Cool. Okay, so somebody should hire this guy. All right. Ooh, React. Chesu, is that the Japanese? Is this a Japanese guy? What was, let's see. Nope. Okay, well, chat. Okay, fine. That's pretty cool. All right, well, let's look at the code and see what we have to work with. Okay. By the way, I have smart lights, but I thought that SolidJS's colors were yellow and blue but that's just because they had the Ukraine thing. So I don't know. I made them the theme of. I always make them the theme of the technology I'm talking about because I like variety. But yellow isn't a solid color, but today it is, and for the last couple months it's been that way. So maybe. All right. That's a regular component. That's a component. Yeah, this is cool. It's a new framework. I've never touched SolidJS code before. All right. Okay, chat. Create signal. On mount. Yeah, Qwik. It should have been called on mount and Qwik. It's not use because it's not a thing. It's an event. It's a callback function. Well, I think I'll just use the home component for now. But anyway, is this all CSS? It is, isn't it? No, why is it so? Are there images or what? Oh, SolidJS router. Use location. Cool. Path name.slice. Create memo. Okay. Still trying to figure this out. Oh, I should have looked at app.tsx first, obviously. So you got window, and then inside there you got routes. And the routes are all of these. No, all of these. And oh, good. That's the URL. Does it lowercase it? I don't think they're declaring that anywhere else. I'm going to go ahead and create a new route. All right. This is going to be crazy. So yeah, this first part is just me getting familiar with SolidJS. So I'm going to call this random because there's no point to it. Random. And there's a lot of annoying stuff with is this Tailwind? Is there Tailwind stuff in this? It probably is. Okay. Let's see now. There we go. Okay. So how, why, where, app TSX, where's the, where are the links? Oh, they're hard-coded in here, huh? Maybe? Nope. Search here. Where are they? They're in nav. But where is nav being used? I don't see it being used in window. Oh, right there. Okay. All right. Okay, this wasn't too hard. Yeah, why would they be generated? That would be ridiculous. But let's put this as the second one. And it will be random. What on earth? Something weird's going on. Do I need an extension? No, this should just work. Well, let's see. Hey, there it is. And why is it like that? Okay. Random. SH. Why SH? What? TSX. I thought it imported all these. Jeez, why is this so slow? Why are you so slow, VS Code? Is it Copilot? Is that making everything slow? Because it's been slow like this for a long time, or for like a week, so not a long time. I'm trying to what? Home? Title, random. What am I missing? Let's see. Oh, you have to define them in their own file. Oh, okay. Lazy. That's the $sign. Oh, okay. Huh. I want to see how far you can take this in code split stuff. That would be fun. Anyway, so let's see. Just gonna... Okay. So it's not automatically generated. All right, here it is. Okay. Okay, now got past that basic stuff. Now it's time to look at Why? Why? What is happening? Is there prettier? Why is my VS Code so weird lately? This is stupid. Well, I updated prettier the extension and that worked somehow. So, okay. All right. Okay, what am I trying to do? Well, I want to, let's have a button. Does this use a component library of any kind? Let's see. Socket.io, client. Nope, I don't see. So what about styles? Is this a huge file? It could be worse. Let's see. Okay, we just have a ton of custom CSS then. All right, that's fine. We'll just do that. Why does this look like it's changed? Also, this is back. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Okay. Red arrow, like why? It's so random. Anyway, let's start with just a simple signal. Let's do, oh, this would be interesting. Let's call this n and set n. It's going to be a number. And what does it start with? Interesting. So, I remember it has name. And then what was the other option? What was it? Equals, right, false. So I believe that will make it emit even if you push the same thing to it twice. So this, okay, first of all, I'm going to do this. Also, why isn't Copilot giving me really cool suggestions right now? I don't. Oh, it should be used within JSX, attract scope, like create effect, or inside an event handler function. Interesting. Okay, so I will ignore it. Okay. Huh, so you can't just use them. Okay, this is a little more restricted than React and Qwik, obviously. Well, anyway, I'm just going to see what happens here. Nah, let's put it in. Is that what I wanted? That's what I wanted, I think. Whoa, why is it running the component function so many times? Oh, hot reload. Okay, let's refresh then. Okay, so it ran it once. And it's not running that multiple times, so that's good. That's not this file at all. Okay, let's try button. And we'll do, this is JSX, right? Which does on click. Okay, so we'll do it imperatively. And then, let's see. Hey, look at how ugly that is. That's great. Cool. Random numbers. It's working. And it only logged that once. Hot module replacement. I don't know. Maybe it'd be nice if it cleared the console, but anyway. So it's not doing any of that. Okay, now let's do create effect Okay, render effect. Okay, what else do we have? Create branch. Interesting. Wonder what that is. That's for routing. Create component. Huh. Weird. Why would you create a component? Create computed. Create context. Create deferred. Create effect. Create. That's different. Integration. Location. Create memo. This is one of the common ones. There is a lot though. So I don't know, let's start with create effect. Okay, console.log. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so it just runs. That's it. And if I remember right, you have to pass in or you take in a cleanup function. Let's look at, I'll just have the API. So create effect. Hey, it's right here. How nice. Okay, so you can do the side effect. Oh, this will be a good time to depend on n. Oh yeah, the fact that you're using it. This is scoped. That's right. That's what that was talking about. So let's. Hey, it ran again. Good. Yeah, this is fine grained reactivity, isn't it? It really is. Okay, what else can you do inside this? Oh, previous. Interesting. Oh, cool. That is amazing, actually. Don't need to, it's going to be unknown, right? Okay. Just for fun. Actually, I'm going to just, is this going to be a function? It's just a value, huh? Okay. Makes sense. No need to have it be a function, I guess. So there's nothing before it's undefined first. Then it becomes 0. And then it becomes the previous one. Sweet. That's great. I guess I don't need to do this at all, but whatever. Okay. I love that. Yep, 0. This is actually easier for me to understand than Qwik. Qwik is crazy. Qwik is weird. Qwik is very weird. And awesome. But, okay. Yeah, this all seems pretty easy. Create memo, I think, was the other one. So what? Oh, resource. That's also an interesting one. Okay, so compute expense, whatever. I'm going to read this. Hang on. This actually reminds me of React a little too much. You can just call the function if you want. But so why did it tell me before to not use it unless it was inside of a reactive context? So compare with. Yeah, I mean, it is. Oh, it's a function. Oh, I see. Oh, and then you use it here. Oh, that's how that works. So, okay, so you're creating a function again. Okay. All right, I get it. All right, so actually, this is totally fine. But I am interested. Let's see, double. I'll make this like the quick example. Calculating double. Dual. Nope. I don't know what I'm thinking. return n times 2. Yeah, and this eventually, so if you do this, there's the TS-lint. I have it to only do this on save. Cool. This uses, okay, it just knows that it should exist in a track scope. That is awesome. Okay, so now we have inline styles galore. But we could just, if we wanted to, create a real quick component that saves that or duplicates it. Yeah, let's try it. You know what? Why not? Okay. Oops. Yeah, I feel stupid right now. I just know I'm going to be using this. Well, frick, I got to put children in there. I don't know how to do it. It's not worth it. I'm going to learn that later, just at some point. But anyway, so this will be double and double. Oops. Okay. Let's just save that and see what happens. Double. Yeah, that looks double to me. Okay. Calculating double. Okay, I'm going to pay attention to that. Okay, calculating double. So it ran it once. Ran it again. Huh, okay. All right. Okay, now it's going to run twice. Yep. It's already doing it twice. So, yep. And I'll just log this as well, might as well. Just for more explicitness. Oh, it's gonna just say the same thing. So it's twice. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't repeat there, but it does there. It just feels the need to here, but not here. It's very weird. Zoom in more. Yeah, that's probably the best amount of zoom. Okay. Huh. Okay. Now, if we do create memo, okay, it updated. I don't understand why other things logged first, but okay. Only runs once. Okay, so that's what that's for. It's just a selector. Okay, StateAdapt. Okay, so, all right. I'm thinking now. Yeah, all these libraries are going to have slightly different flavors of StateAdapt. It's very weird. React. I mean, this is similar to React just because create memo, you're calling a function. Yeah. You should just be able to define your derived state in one place. That would be nice. Oh, let's try this. Let's test that equals property. All right. Oh, it already said there. Okay, so you set 3 and it keeps emitting, but if equals is true, which should be default, it will not run multiple times. So that will be useful, I think. I'm not sure how, but I think it will be somehow. Okay. All right. I think I'm comfortable understanding the basic way data flows in SolidJS. And I think it's time for me to go on to number 2, RxJS. So let's, what the, go away. Okay, let's cancel that. What happened up here? It just got sad. It just stayed there, but, oh shoot, what version of, let's just install StateAdapt, and it should have a peer dependency on, what's wrong with me? I don't know what. I guess Angular is still using version 14 of Node, which is old. But okay, I don't think it will have installed. Let's see. So we got StateAdapt core here. All right. Here's a quick example. Here's real world. I'll just copy the version that real world has of RxJS. Why is this so sluggish? I clicked over here. 7. Sure, let's run with that. Okay, now we're back to our homepage. Okay, now let's install. Oops, RxJS. Is that it? Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought it was weirder, but yeah, that's it. Wait, what? Already? Was it that fast? That's crazy. Yeah, okay. Wait, why 7 or 6? I guess I don't really care. It's probably not relevant. It might be, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I just want the same version. Oh no. Angular, why? Why is this talking about Angular? No. I guess this may not be a stack blitz bug after all. This was my fault. Why? Where is this? God, why is this so slow? Core. ngpackage.json. Any Angular here? No, stupid. It really sucks if your app gets the events in the wrong order. Like how did that even happen? Because I clicked over here. Nothing here. Is it something with NPM? Did NPM cache like a stale peer dependency? I'm not importing anything from Angular anywhere in here. Hang on, let me just look real quick at NPM. Okay, I don't know what it is, but I published StateAdapt, and for some reason it has never updated that it no longer has Angular as a peer dependency. That is so annoying. I wonder how I'm going to do that, but because it doesn't have React as a peer dependency, doesn't have NGRX or NGXS or any of those as a peer dependency, so I'm not sure why it has that. Why it still has Angular. It's stupid. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I know where to check though. Hang on. Yep, look at this crap. Why is this here? This makes no sense. I've generated this recently, like my core StateAdapt library. So why is it like this? And why isn't git lens working? I need to see how long ago this was changed. Oh, it's ignored anyway. A lot of my extensions aren't working right now. This is annoying. Anyway, yeah. It also could be that it's only here. Peer dependencies. No Angular. For some reason, this was just never updated. That really is annoying. Huh. I wonder what else is wrong with this. Anyway. Okay. All right. Back to SolidJS. RxJS, that's why. So I'm going to start the server again now that we have RxJS. I mean, that was fast. So let's see. npm run dev. Let's go back here. Good. Okay. Now let's go and import a subject. And let's call it new subject. Don't know what that is. Oops. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, it doesn't need to be anything. So let's make another button down here, and we'll call this hide. No, let's make it a behavior subject so that we get a full experience. And let's make it a string and an input, okay? It'll be empty. Okay, because this is state. This is interesting. All right. This will be next. No. This is it's going to be an input. Text on change. What do they do in React? I don't remember. Let's call it. I don't. Yeah, this won't work yet, but I can do this. Let's see. No, what will this be? Let's call it. Let's just call it name. I don't care. Oh yeah, they're regular DOM elements. Cool. Current target dot value. Okay. Did that change at some point? I thought it was just event.target.value, but I could be just wrong. Okay. Awesome. All right. Yeah, something can be done about this, but okay. Now how do we use this? This I will go look up in documentation real quick. Here it is. Look at this. From okay, so that's sweet. Observable from Solid. Okay, from this is SolidJS. Sweet. And whatever. Okay, it's just from. Okay, all right. This will be interesting. So we just import from SolidJS. Yes. All right. Name. Okay. And name. Let's see if this works. Oh, the input's invisible. Whoa, is that the no? Where's my input? It seems Yeah, it seems like I should see it now. Right? Let's just do... Oh, that... What? What is happening here? It feels like he's hijacking some kind of stuff. I don't... Input. Disable. What's going on here? What? Why is this so empty? It's got value. I'm going to see how he did his input, okay? That might help. Uh-oh. Oh, so this is actually handling the full input. Ref equals input. Is this necessary for some reason? On key up. I think that's what we're supposed to use actually. Why is it autofocus equals true? I mean, that makes sense. I don't think that should. Yeah. On key up. Why can't I edit this? Why is it so weird? What am I missing? I'm just going to comment out this input. Should be a window, right? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, let's just... Interesting, okay. Yeah, let's just delete that for now. There, yeah, it was still... Ooh, whoa. What is going on? This is interesting. Value equals. Maybe that... I'm going to get rid of this and just see what happens. Oh. Why? Oh. Okay, yeah, that does have crazy consequences. Okay, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna add one every time. And if I do anything like that, that's what's gonna happen. So I'll just make it normal for now. And I can always just put something somewhere else. So let's go here and do name. Good. It's happening on key up, just as expected. Okay, awesome. Now, let's see. What am I going to do here? What am I testing? I want to see when it subscribes. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I am going to have, let's see, when this is truthy, I'm going to show that stuff, okay? So I'm going to do I'm going to check it. N. And all of this stuff. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do pipe. And it's going to be tap, which we don't know anything about. Restart TS server. Anyway, and we'll do a let's just do a console log. Let's see. Watch name. What? Implicit at any time? No, I don't think so. I do not think so. That's a string. Oh, that? No, no. No. So it actually matters. Fine. Wait, why? I mean, it comes from operators, I guess. Tap. Jeez. Two annoying things in a row. Okay, so, and then we're going to do this. All right, so when is there a subscription? Uh-oh. No, it subscribes immediately? I mean, this could come from anywhere. As soon as you convert it, right? I mean, this isn't visible, is it? No, it's not. Now it's visible. That is when it should have subscribed. But let's see what happens. So we got watch name, and the state is kept track of now internally in SolidJS. So inside SolidJS, that state is tracked. Now if I navigate, I'm gonna put a finalize on here. I expect this to clean up, so finalize. That looked wrong for some reason. All right, so watched name, first thing to log because it's being subscribed to immediately. That's really too bad. And then nothing happens here, and then I go away. Is there no unsubscribe? Oh, right. Okay, wait. Oh, what happens on home? Now. Okay, so at least, okay. I'm trying to understand what's happening. I don't think so. It's not a memory leak because it's not subscribing again and again and again. Or else you'd see that log again and again and again. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. I hope that's not. Wait. I hope that's not real. It's logging again and again. If it was, yeah, no. If it was subscribing again and again and again, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it build up and log many times each time? Why isn't finalize running? What the? Oh, I'm stupid. How did that get there? Okay. God, that panicked me for a second. I'm like, no, this can't be that poorly thought out. Oh, thank goodness. Jeez. That was scary for a second. Okay. All right. So this isn't that bad. This is honestly how people probably want it. It's how the reactive hooks would work, because they call the hook. You could pass in disabled or enabled false, and that would avoid that. But most of the time people will just let it go. So you just know that you can define this in a service, and then when the component that uses it renders, that's when it subscribes. All right, this is okay. It's okay. It's not so bad. This is probably what developers want anyway. Yeah, probably. Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to do some crazy stuff with StateAdapt. And I'm like really, really annoyed at StateAdapt right now. It's the library I'm using, or the blog post that I followed, or something. Package.json. I think this is old. I think it didn't update this at all. I bet if I go down here, ng package. Nope. It's still here, I guess. This was never updated with the NX migration script. Interesting. All right. I thought recent Angular. It's in my Stack Blitz demos, I was importing the operators from RxJS. Anyway, so is there anything else I want to know about RxJS in SolidJS before I move on? Because, well, here's a cool thing. It gets shared at least. So that's what you'd hope. And it only calculates it once. So that's also what you would hope. Oops. Okay, over here. So if we go back here, there we go. Watched name, change, it logged once. So do that, and it will log once. Good. So no matter how many things are subscribing, once you convert it to a signal, that's it. That's it. There's some kind of distinct until change going on. Oh, that's what signals do in general. So good. All right. So what do I want to know then? What else before I get started? I mean, it's pretty much what you would expect and want, I think, overall. This is pretty much what I expected. All right, so let's just use an adapter for some state management now. Let's do this. Let's change name. What do we want to manage? Sure. Okay, let's do create adapter. This is familiar. Let's call it change. Set is already a default thing, so we'll do selectors here. And we'll do backwards name. And we'll do, let's see, split, oops, dot reverse, dot join, All right, so that's our adapter. Okay, now what are we doing? This you would do once per file, but let's see. What else do we have from StateAdapt? Create store. Provide store. I forgot what these do. Let me see. Yeah, you don't ever just use these directly, but global store, adapt.ts. This is what I'm looking for. Well, how about create store? Yeah, I don't want this. Provide store. I think this is what I'm looking for. Yep. Provide. That creates a sort of Angular-like provider thing. Aha. Okay. So create store. It is create store that I want. Let's see. Create store.function. Okay. Yeah, it's create store that I want. So, and this creates the global store. Okay. Don't confuse those, I guess. By the time I do this, it will, let's see. Enhancer any? What? What? Oh, okay. Right. Okay. I need these. Yeah, this used to be everything. Okay, so that's why not? And then state sanitizer. And then create store. So that's your store. All right, now we get some observables here. We only need to do this once. Store, this is like a service. Oops. Full store. Shoot. Yeah, okay. Adapt.init, right? Okay, what's this about? Redeclare. Oh, okay. This is store. Init. What do we need in here? Oh, right. So we need, this is our actual stuff. So let's call this, what were we doing? Name. And we'll start off with nobody. That's the first name. And then it's going to be adapter. Okay. All right. Got backwards and state now. So, I kind of want to create a function right now that just takes all those observables immediately. Anyway, so let's see what we have. So let's just start with that. How about that? Okay. And we can't do name.next. That doesn't exist on this. That's right. Good. We'll do store.set. All right. Let's hope this works, okay? These stupid arrow function rules. Hey, You got the default state. Let's look at Redux DevTools. There's a lot here. Oh, Samsung. They use Redux DevTools apparently. Okay. Okay. Hey, that's looking good. Hey, hey, look at this. Look at that. It works. StateAdapt works in SolidJS, trivially. That is awesome. Okay, so yeah, that's just with RxJS. So, man, I didn't need to do anything there. I mean, you could just centralize this in some file, make it into a context. Does SolidJS have context? Let me see. Context. Create context. Okay. Provide. So I could figure out a neat way to wrap StateAdapt for SolidJS. However, the function that I would create should automatically create signals. Okay. So here's what it's going to be. Get create store signals. Actually, I'm going to call this I already have something called adapt. Let's just call this doesn't matter. And yeah, this isn't the final API, of course, but this will take in something. Record. This is right. Okay. Okay, I know how to do this. It's a mapped type. Okay, so record of string and observable any. Don't even know. RxJS. Good. Okay. What is the deal here? That's, wow, 3, okay. So it's going to be fine. And the implementation isn't so interesting. Well, it actually is, but this is the hard part. Signals from store. Yeah, and then this will be this. And here we get the mapped type. So this will be K in key of store as, this is template stuff now. So anything with a $sign at the end. So that will be infer name. Extends. Okay, yes. Then we want it to just become name. Else it's a never. Okay, and then it's going to become a function. Oh man, how do you get the inside? How do you get what's inside of an observable? because here's the observable. How do you get what's inside it? Return value. Let me see. Well, there might be a convenient way of doing it, but I think I know how to do it anyway. So you do this extends observable of infer t infer t. Then it's going to be a store of just t or never. Okay, now let's do this. No, what is that? Store, yes. What's the issue here? Oh, it's not return. Okay, whatever. Okay, now let's just test this. So we're testing the type testing. So const stuff equals adapt store. Oh no. Oh, with index signature, of course. Let's see if this works. Nah, probably not, huh? TypeScript is the hardest part of creating generic libraries like this. It's kind of annoying. So one doubt I have about all this is why. So from, it has to be called inside of here, doesn't it? Which means this container object has to be called inside of here, which means it needs to be cleaned up inside of here too. So maybe this function also needs to run or call a cleanup hook that, well, maybe not, because you create the object in here, it becomes part of the component's context, whatever it's called, closure, and then it just goes away afterwards. I guess that was because the subscriptions, they will be unsubscribed. So I guess it's all right. Okay, no worries then. All right, back to that TypeScript thing. Well, I just went with the easy thing and just used the actual type it's supposed to be. But anyway, all right, so, okay, now stuff, this should just work. So, okay. Okay, so it actually won't work until I do this. So we've got the store. I'm going to return, this is actually going to be, you can't do that? Lame. I want to have reference to the original store so that you can pass it in to other stores like join store. Dang it. You know, though, these selectors, they really aren't used for anything else. Like these observables. So let's just make this as K, and then it won't be never, it'll just be store K. All right. So we'll return a store, but instead of the observables. All right, so const solid store. Let's just call it that. That's confusing. I'm gonna call it, okay, so it's just gonna be the new store. I don't care. And then for generic functions like this, I like doing it imperatively for some reason. I think it's possibly more performant. That's what I've seen in libraries that I've looked at, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't really care. Let's see, const prop in s. I don't think that's available yet, but I want the last character. So new store prop equals prop.char at length -1. If it's a $sign, then it's going to be a signal. We want to create a signal now. From s prop as any. If not, we just want to leave it alone and have it just be what it wants to be. Now we will return the new store. Okay, so there is adapt, and we don't, well, so we're going to do const actual store. I'll just call it that for a second. Okay. Now we should have, right, we don't need that anymore. Store 2 in, and this doesn't make sense anymore either. That's unnecessary. But we go down here and we will get, state. Yep. Store2.state. And let's do backwards. Backwards name, store2.backwards. These are signals now, I hope. And then we're going to do store2.set. Okay, a lot just happened, so let's hope this works. So far, oh no. Store2.state is not a function. What is this nonsense? From. We just had from. I was using it and I did it right. You pass in the observable and then it returns an accessor, of course, that you call like that. All right. So where did I go wrong here? From, if let's debug then. So it's going to be prop and then this stuff. Just make sure I'm getting this right. Okay. Good. Yep. That's standard and boring. So what's the issue with this? S of prop, and we're doing from. So that's good. Oh, I forgot to slice off the $sign in the JavaScript. So, okay, no problem. Okay, so I need to do something more advanced. Okay. Yeah, we're setting something entirely different. Actually, we'll just do it like this. Let's see. Prop.sub. Yeah, there's a clever way to do this. I think, is that it? I hope so. Let's see what our developer tools tell us? Let's see. Dot sub stir -1. Oh, no. 0. You want 0 to -1. No, what? Yeah, I thought there was an easy way to do this. You know, where you don't get the length and stuff, but whatever. So 0 to... Actually, I don't think you need to do 0. You just say like 2. Yeah. Oh. Starts. Right. Okay. So from 0 to -1, I believe. So 0 to, let's say 3. Yep. So that chops off the end. All right, now we're fine. Just use this. Okay, now we should be good. All right. Yay. Backwards? Yeah. Look at, oh, yes. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we got the full StateAdapt working, and with a utility method as well, utility function. I mean, this wasn't very hard, and it's the exact same thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I could even use this inside of join stores if I wanted to. So there's that, first of all. Uh-oh. Oh, that's just Redux DevTools nonsense. Okay. Good. So up here, I could combine these, make a single function that takes in the same stuff. It internally calls it, just like I did with, what was it? React? Yeah, it was React, actually. See, I do this. Yeah. I mean, so it's just taking the same. Oh, you can type the whole function. And it remembers the overloads. Oh, man. Did I do this wrong with my Stack Blitz demos a while back? Oh, yep, here it is. I do this adapt init as any. So, yep, awesome. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I mean, it may not be perfect, but that definitely works. But yeah, I can do the same thing here, but then modify this with this type of thing. Have it create signals, and yeah, then we could have another state management library for SolidJS, and it supports Redux DevTools. How about that? So yeah, it's freaking awesome. I mean, this already is pretty good. I would be happy with this. This is pretty good. So that was number 3, the third thing I wanted to do. Now let me try to remember what the others were. So the first one was just get familiar with SolidJS in general. The second one was RxJS, test how it works with RxJS. And third one was try to use StateAdapt with it. And that worked out pretty well. All 3 of those. First one, we'll still see. We're still figuring it out. But okay, the fourth one is the one that I'm particularly interested in right now. And it has nothing to do with RxJS. So I'm kind of tempted to leave this alone for a bit. and go over to maybe the home component. And yeah, I removed the input on every page. So yeah, I'm going to wreck this home component now. I'm going to try to get a use debounce function. Okay, so I'm going to take, nope, where was that thing? I closed that file, didn't I? Well, anyway, it'll be good practice, but I want to, oh, I know, I'll go to my, here it is, here's what I was looking for, but there was something else I was looking for. I mean, whatever. I'll just implement this directly. This is a fine example. And I will rename it to use debounce time just to match my favorite. Dang it. Let me move that. My favorite async library ever. RxJS. So let's see. Use debounce time. All right. This is fun. Use or create signal. Create signal. This is fun. And then we'll do create effect. And is this, I don't think this is how you clean up in SolidJS. If I'm remembering something. No, you return that. And then there's a cleanup function that you need to call on cleanup. Okay. So yes, hopefully it runs every time. Yeah, it should if you're adding the event listener in the main thing. Yes, it'll run every time the thing runs. So back to our project. Okay, so we're not returning. We're calling this, let's see. It'll just be this. And we get that from SolidJS. Sweet, good. Okay, and I don't think we're returning anything. I don't care for so that's not there. Value. Oh, it has any type. This is going to be a accessor. That's what they called it. Delay number. Uh-oh. Oh. String. Oh, yeah, that's a string. Oh. There we go. Okay. Do we need a signal? I guess. I mean, we're just translating here. Hopefully it just works magically. Okay, it's more condensed even. So, all right, this is the fun part. So we're going to have an input now. Now let's put it at the top, I guess. And it's going to be on key up. And this will be called set input, I guess. How did that? Oh, that was a state management library. Current target. Yeah, who knows? It might change. Okay, so we're gonna have const input, set input equals create signal. And these are going to be unique only, so that's fine. Okay, and then const, let's see. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? Well, let's make it ridiculously long. Okay, now create effect. Let's console log. I'm getting used to solid apparently. Debounced. Oops. Do this, and then we'll access that. Okay, all right. I hope this is awesome. If it's not, I will be sad. Okay, so that's sad. I am sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this less time. Let's make it, that should be fine. No, I'm going to do 1 second. How, is it going to be a memo? Yeah, why do we need a new signal? That's actually, we do need to set it independently, don't we? Well, let's just console log for now. Oh, is this because we're not accessing it here? This is independent state, so it should be a signal. I will, what does that do again? I don't remember. Oh, that's React, not Vue. I mean, SolidJS. Why do I call this Vue? SolidJS. Do you have to provide an initial value separately? Huh. You might have to. How do you do this? Let's just try this for now and see what happens. Nope. Weird. Okay, refresh. Oh, okay. So there is a timeout that gets set. Okay, and then will value change? Why isn't that? I mean, I hope that's... Let's do another effect and just make sure input is getting changed. Yes, it is. We're passing that into this, and it's not caring here. I mean, this isn't running. It's only running once. I will look at the documentation and just running effect, right? Okay, that was that. And it's not running it ever again. Whoa, this is actually extremely easy. That is debounce, isn't it? You just clear it. Yeah, yeah, that makes complete sense. Oh my gosh, why did I think that was so hard? Anyway. Okay, well, let's learn about create effect. I'm pretty sure I did read somewhere that you actually have to keep it up here. You have to actually access it up here. Let's see what happens when you do this. It makes sense. Man, JavaScript is getting weird. These things look so simple, but underneath, they've got really intricate behavior. This has to be called immediately inside of create effect, which makes sense. But, I mean, and this should work the same, I think. Yep. That's actually not a hard thing to do. Yeah, of course it'd be the same. And if you're reacting to something, you would want to access it immediately, wouldn't you? It would be fine anyway. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but okay. So we've got that. I mean, look at this. This is an alternative way of doing RxJS. It's like basically the same thing. This is basically an observable. It's not really, but it basically is. But the idea is whenever you call this, you are already interested in the result. So it is part of a subscription by doing this. You are subscribing. And if every one of your components automatically subscribes to the observables they reference, well, that can suck. Like, what if there's like a switch map? What about, well, that can be managed internally here, obviously. Like I've talked about that. But if you have, yeah, everything that's conditional, you can have an enabled flag. But that's the thing, like it represents state, like it's explicit. It's I don't know if I'd call this explicit because this is an observable and this is an accessor as well. Well, they're both accessors, but in Qwik and React, it is explicit state, and that lets it be serialized, I guess, something like that. I don't know exactly how it works, and I will find out eventually, but the point is, this is, it's the same, you can do everything that RxJS can do, because at any point in RxJS, you know what's happening, and what's happening can be represented as state. Like it has state. It's just implicit. And so with this, it can be the same thing, but you can also have explicit state in this. You just have to know what is it now? Man, I'm referring to this SolidJS code. It's not exactly the same, but think of it like Qwik and React. It's always like there's a current value of everything. And yeah, it's just extremely out there and really plain and explicit and yeah, literal. Like it's all given a name, all the state. So, and then the only thing that's behind the scenes that's hidden is this timeout. This is the only thing, and this is what's wrong with Qwik. Like, you set a timeout on the server, that's not state. That's not really state. So it would be nice if there was a way to serialize that too, and just say, because this is the one thing you need. Because between every tick of your, let's say you have an asynchronous pipeline and you have just a bunch of debounced in a row, okay? Debounced in a row. And so that's like a lot of stuff happening, but at any given time, there is one set timeout, and there could be multiple, but you don't need an interval, because at each tick of the interval, that's a new state. So you only need to get from one state to the next. And so the set timeout is the only async primitive you need, other than generic like promise stuff. So, but like one time interval, and that's a promise. So it emits one value. So promise and set timeout, those are adequate, completely adequate to describe all asynchronous pipelines, I think. So we'll see, but everything can be described as state, and then there's the set timeout part. So I'm thinking about Qwik now. How would I go about trying to convey that, okay, there's currently a timeout and it's got this much time left. So how do you freeze a timeout and send it to the server? I mean, a client. And would you even want to? Or is use client effect all you need with Qwik? Actually, I was working on Qwik's playground. They have documentation for use watch that I didn't see before. And it works how I thought it should work. It ran it on the server, and then it kept going on the client. I don't remember. I need to look into it more. But in general, well, here's SolidJS, and I'm trying these things, and I just wanted to get a really high, like big picture idea. And yeah, I thought that StateAdapt would be easily done in Svelte. I mean, Solid, it should be easy in Svelte too. And I was right. And with Qwik, it can't be. But what if, yeah, the reactive graph. What is that? Like, what is that? That can't be serialized. What can I count on? If Qwik becomes more like SolidJS with their reactivity, I don't think that will include this part of it, the from, the interop with RxJS. I don't think that would happen. Which means you have to do this. You have to use this syntax, and instead of store bracket value or whatever it ends up being, or no, you just depend on, you just by default assume it'll be value unless they pass in a property name. That's what my API would be. If you assume it's value, then the API can be the same, but then, these don't even need to be dependent on, yeah, they do, because it's calling create signal underneath. But I can do this now. And I'm going to test this just real quick. Oh, okay. That was just A. All right. I didn't bind that. I could do that. Let's do that right now, just for a complete example. Oops. What am I? No. Yeah, that would be weird otherwise. Yep, good. Awesome. Okay. Anyway, so if Qwik moves to this, then I can use this, but I can't use RxJS. I might not be able to use RxJS, I mean. So this seems like, and this already is something, and this can be used with both SolidJS and React. And I don't know about Svelte. Svelte and Angular will probably be, well, actually, no, this could be. I mean, this isn't that different from RxJS. This really isn't that different. Like, let's see. Let's do an RxJS equivalent thing here. Let's do it below. And no, this is just going to be input behavior subject. Okay. All right. Just give it a name every single time, and it's just like really explicit and blah, blah, blah. Like SolidJS is even like this, you know? Like if this is easy with DevTools, if you can do this with DevTools, then RxJS, I mean, it's possible too, kind of. Anyway, so let's see, debounce time. And just pass in input as the first one, right? Oh, no. First, you do the argument, and then you do what it's for at the end. So how different are these? I kind of even prefer this, actually, because this is more isolated, and you know there's just going to be some observable that you do it for. So whatever. Yeah, but anyway, like you can come up with syntax that's very similar. This creates an accessor, this creates an observable, takes in an accessor, takes in an observable. It's like extremely similar. So if I wanted to, I can come up with alternative syntax. So if I want to do this, I would call it something like this. Let's see. Let's just do use debounce time $, and value is just going to be an observable instead of an accessor. Okay, and it's going to return this. Extremely easy and simple. It's just making the syntax the same. So yeah, see that? Identical, basically. So it turns out that just regular function calls are a superset of, well, it's what RxJS was doing the whole time, but the point of RxJS is you don't have to name all these things in the middle. And with React hooks and reactive hooks in general, you have to. And maybe that's not a bad thing. RxJS is niftier, for sure. It's got all these cool async things, and it's simple. You don't have to give default arguments for things. They can just not emit something. But with Qwik and React, and I'm not sure, maybe Solid. I mean, it doesn't mean anything until it gets to the template, and that's the same as RxJS. But anyway, so here's the weird thing. If Mishko thinks this can be serialized, but this can't be, that's kind of weird. I mean, if it was an easy problem, they wouldn't be talking about it that much anymore, would they? Probably not. So it's still ongoing stuff, that collaboration or whatever it is. Oh, I forgot to use delay. Delete. Okay. But yeah. Would this hurt? Like, what if I made the syntax the other way? If you pass in the immediate argument first and then the observable, how would people think about that? What would people think about that? What would they think about that? It'd be a little weird. But then you say, oh, it's interoperable with RxJS. And they'd be like, oh, interesting. Okay. Because they probably wouldn't care. Well, Angular developers would. So if Qwik changes to this type of reactivity, and then you say, hey, check it out. Here is and I just had another thought, but here's something that looks like RxJS. They'd be like, oh, cool. So that, oh, how? Okay. It's equivalent to RxJS. But, why can't RxJS be serialized if this can be? Okay. Well, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to undo until we get back to where we were. Right here, right? Nope. Well, it was going to be pipe. I never actually did that, but okay, so let's see. So here, that is fine how it is. And this will be commented out. Okay. So this is the hook-centric way of doing it, which is fine. Yeah, that's weird. Just bothered that StateAdapt's package.json wasn't updating. Okay. Now, what if I wanted to... What's a less trivial example? What's something more? Switch map is kind of complicated. Dang it. Yeah, I could call this just RxJS collision. Just know that you could call this the exact same thing, but Anyway, oh, and in this case, I would also yeah. This is what I want to do. So that will be commented out. And now I'm going to make it like an operator. So it'll be like this. And then what you do is return a function. And I hope this actually works. This should work for sure. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing as RxJS. Okay. So that's step one. Okay, pipe. What is pipe? What's that type? But I need another example, another operator. Map, I guess map is what I was gonna do, but it's kind of boring. But let's say I want to do map. So let's call that for solid, I guess. And it's gonna take in the projector function. Oh, and the type is gonna be a type. So it's going to take, let's see. Right. So this is going to be, I don't know, any. Well, it'll be inferred. So who knows? And then it will return a function that takes in an accessor of t. T. And it will return an accessor. A view. How do you do the syntax again? I'm pretty sure it's something like this. Oh. Oh no. What's the issue here? Oh, maybe I'm missing a parenthesis and I need to do this. How? I think this is the type. Okay, so that's closed already. And we're returning dang it, how do I do this? Hang on. Well, I did figure it out. I had to give it a name and make it an argument. And then over here, the implementation I think is right. It matches the signature, and so yeah. This is what I wanted to do. So, yeah, we're good. But then I got this. It should be used within a JSX, a track scope. So, this function right here doesn't work. It will not have access to that. So, this is an unforeseen limitation. And I don't think it's specific to this syntax. Like in React, this syntax I think would be fine. You just need to make sure that your hooks are called in the same order every time. I think that's the rule there. So anyway, what you end up with then is this working. But not, well, yeah. So this works, but this doesn't. So the common denominator is, the lowest common denominator is single lines of code, single function invocations, no pipes. And this will work with React, with SolidJS, with Qwik, and with Angular if you make these special functions. But this probably won't happen because what do you do about higher order observables? Like, what do you do about nested observables? You have to change it from, I mean, if you're gonna migrate in Angular, if you have RxJS streams, just hypothetically that you want to migrate to some kind of like universal reactive syntax, then it's going to you're going to have to figure out how to deal with merge maps and switch maps and all these things with single function calls, which, I mean, you can do. This could just be easily, this could just as easily be a function. I mean, in RxJS, but I don't know if it could be a function in, oops. I don't know if it could be a function in SolidJS. So that would be worth testing, maybe. Well, if it's a switch map, it has to return another observable. So you're going to create a signal inside of this, create state as well. I don't think that works for React. All hooks have to be called on the top level. So you can't do like an inner observable type thing. So RxJS isn't, I mean, RxJS is good by itself, but a universal reactive syntax that exists, that works in every single library, that would be pretty neat. And it kind of doesn't matter what the reactive model is. This, I mean, look at this. This works with RxJS. It works with SolidJS. It works with React. And you have to come up with, here's the tricky thing, because you have to think about the state and you have to think about what you're defining versus what you're subscribing to. And when you define a hook, you're not subscribing to anything. When you call that hook that calls another hook, it's like a chain of subscriptions, basically. And that works. You can call things with SolidJS. You can create signals inside of here, and of course you can. And that works. So basically, the syntax that works for all the libraries is very, very flat and one line at a time. And then how it relates to the previous one, you have to define in a configure, like an options object. It has to handle like, what do we do about the last value? And what should the default value be? Because for this, it has a default value and it needs one. It needs you to define one. I mean, you can just grab it immediately, but is that really debounce? You probably should be able to have another set here that's like start with, just mimicking RxJS names, and just whatever. And then, let's see. How would you do switch map? How did I do switch map over in... Yeah, that's true. It's not an operator's concern, really. There will be options that work with operators, and there will be options that are the start of streams. So switch map is the, well, yeah, but the inner observable is the creation of a new stream, and that gets the options, and then that you have to relate to the previous thing somehow, like explicitly. So it's not as clever as RxJS, but it is universal. And that sounds nice to me. And the only issue is like subscriptions. But then it's serializable and it's easier to debug. So, I mean, it definitely has its benefits. Yeah. Crazy stuff is happening right now. Everybody has decided they like React syntax, but they don't like how it works. Qwik and SolidJS are awesome alternatives. But yeah, you know what? For the fifth thing I was going to do, it was going to be take observable syntax and see if I could get it to work in React. And maybe I can, but I can't get it to work in Solid. Unless it's one line at a time. But then it's just different syntax because now it's one function call. And like I could have reversed these. I could have passed in the inner observable first. But what about create effect? Let's see about this real quick. All right, we're all the way back. Fine. Didn't use that yet. I think we're good to go. Okay. So we get that warning again. Now, what if we change this to the other way around? That wouldn't be too bad of a compromise. And honestly, it's a little weird that RxJS is the other way, but actually it would be a bad compromise, wouldn't it? Wait. Oh, yeah, well, it depends on the other thing. So you can't really change this. If you're going to do nested, this definitely has to be the outer one. Yeah. I don't know, it's getting late, and I might not be thinking super straight right now, but So, yeah, there's no way to get RxJS to work inside SolidJS. There's no way. Like, I mean, there's no way to write SolidJS in the syntax of RxJS. So if we're talking about like universal syntax, and honestly, people like the simpler syntax too. I think so, and these are like, these can be just seen as like advanced options, you know, like switch or merge and that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe people will have an easier time with this syntax anyway. So what would I do then? I mean, if I were starting here with RxJS has no problem being treated like this. It's more flexible. So what if we could even get rid of this. And then we have syntax that is extremely easy to convert. Even this, like, you could have syntax that mimics SolidJS and any library that under the hood is just RxJS. And all of these ways of reacting, you could create abstractions that abstract away the mechanism of reaction completely. And the idea is that if you're calling the function, you're subscribing to it. But here's the cool thing. You don't have to subscribe to it in order to define this code. You could just create another custom hook. And that's another thing that I think people like about this potentially, is you don't need to create that in order to abstract away more stuff. You can just create a function that takes in this, and it's interesting to think about like how it would implement these options, because I don't know how they're implemented yet. But basically, I will figure that out soon, very soon, because I'm thinking about StateAdapt now. What do I do about StateAdapt? Because it's awesome, but it relies on RxJS. Does it have to rely on RxJS? Yeah, what if I just provide a way to define your reactive mechanism, and then the core of RxJS or the core of StateAdapt? No, there's so much going on in it. I think RxJS is necessary for that initial stuff. I'm going to be thinking about this. This is the whole point of all this, is try to see if StateAdapt can be more universal, and then just churn out, once it works with all the frameworks, just churn out example after example and just go like crazy and promote declarative programming in every single framework possible. That was my eventual goal with this. So if StateAdapt uses internally, is there a way to it just seems like I just have to export different libraries for each, because even at the global store level, I'm using distinct until changed. I mean, what even is the concept of that? In React, it's nothing. Use memo, I guess, or whatever. And use distinct until changed. Isn't that the same thing as use memo? If I implemented something like this for distinct until changed, there would just be this, and then that would be an empty function call, the first one. And then how do you use it? well, inside it's a function call, not the actual value, but yeah, this is a function call still too. So let me just explore that real quick. Let's change that back here. Let's get rid of that. Okay, if I do that's kind of crazy, but oh, whatever. T, I don't care. Yeah, fine. And then just T is whatever. So, but then the way you use this is memo. Huh. This would be different because it has to be a function, doesn't it? I mean, what SolidJS? How does SolidJS do it? Create memo. Yeah, it is a function, and that's how it is in React as well. I'm pretty sure. So it's defining a new getter. It'd be like defining a new observable in this call, in this function call. That's pretty different. But, I mean, there's no problem with that, actually. Well, there kind of is. Because you're going to be, let's see. That's kind of ridiculous. I'm just going to call it that. Yeah. So this then is, where does this thing, oh, it's being used here. And then if we do it here, no, just efficient input equals create memo. And then we got to do debounced input. Okay. And this is stupid. It's just distinct until changed. How do you do that? Let's see. No, he doesn't call anything that. When its dependencies change. Yeah. So, right. That is a memo. So that is the same thing. So this is doing the same thing. And, well, I mean, yeah. Well, for a string, this doesn't matter. Oh, here's the thing. It's combining a map and distinct until change. So with RxJS, yeah, so there are all kinds of differences. With combine latest is another one, would be in create memo. So yeah, with Qwik, React, and SolidJS, a combine latest is going to be just in line basically, except in Solid it's going to be create memo, and it could be create memo in React as well. And in Qwik, there is a way they do that, isn't there? I think there is. Yeah, reactive. Where's the reactive? Use ref, that's not it. Use store, no. Wasn't there a reactive thing? a reactive. Dang it. How do you... Oh, no. Was there a memo thing? It's just a simple utility function, but basically you can just use a store value anywhere. So that's fine. So it's like React, I guess. Yeah, it's exactly like React. I definitely covered that last time. Oh, that's bright. Options. Oh, hey, look at that. Equals false. It's going to be true by default. Huh. You can customize it. Just like distinct until changed. So they're like all these similarities, and I think it is possible to make RxJS similar. Like, this could just be called use memo and be made just like the other libraries, I think. Because it'd be a map. Well, you'd put in what you're using first. Yeah, I guess that's the difference. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, so all kinds of things are different with RxJS, but I don't think you can write RxJS. You have to change it. But the idea isn't to make all syntaxes and technologies the same. It's the style. And technologies somewhat. Like, RxJS is above the framework level, so it's not as important for support at all. But I mean, like, you have different environments that you write code in. Some of it is permanent, some of it is reactive, and so a lot of it is kind of a mix, like Qwik. So, but it's basically one or the other. And it turns out that this syntax can support both of those models. With React, so it's flatter, it's simpler, and then I just have to figure out how to get the underlying mechanisms to work, like merge map, concat map, and switch map. If I can get those to work and implement those in each observable creation method, and honestly, timer, I don't like interval. That is not something that ever needs to be done anymore. That is, well, obviously it is something that needs to be implemented, but set interval isn't something I'll be using underneath. And so, but anyway, it's unfortunate, but RxJS like can't be written like this. And here's the other thing. Well, Svelte. What about Svelte? I was just thinking for a second. Angular is like, the lone framework, and then there's Vue, but I think Vue supports JSX as well. But anyway, so there is still a framework style that supports. You know what? Yeah, under the hood, you should be able to implement this as well. Well, the way you define this, let's look at their example again. Let's see here. No, where? Yep, here. You have this function call. So this is how it would be in React and Qwik. Well, I don't know if Qwik has this. I don't think it does. It'd be easy to make, but yeah, for Qwik it'd just be do this with A and B. But anyway, any utility could do something like this. But Solid needs this because of the context, and React just provides it. But so Solid needs this. Could RxJS support this syntax? How would it do this? That is a weird question. Let me think about it. Well, it's just like a map. You can't refer to the values themselves. You have to create a function that maps from a value to a value. So that's just how RxJS has to work. You don't get access to these external things. You have to provide a function. You have to define a function that takes in first the streams and then takes in A and B and then calls this. So that's always going to be different, no matter what. I think. I'm still thinking though. Yeah, and all these mapping operators, or combine latest, map, tap, all of these are simpler when you're not concerned with subscription propagation. And so, but you can copy and paste with these reactive libraries or these frameworks, these various frameworks. You can copy and paste it over into a custom hook, and then it doesn't run until it gets called somewhere. And that's kind of the same as a subscription. Or is it? Well, yeah, because even in SolidJS, I was just thinking. Well, no, like in SolidJS, if you put code somewhere and you run it, it will run immediately. And so it's not like subscribing. It's not lazy subscription. It's when these are called that you get the values themselves and all the operations that bring them to you. So yeah, in a purely React world, yeah, what I said would be true. All those lines of code would run. With Solid, they only run once, but the ones that access these will run every time they update. So, Man, my mind is all over the place right now. I'm keeping too many frameworks in my head and not knowing deeply about any of them except RxJS. I know deeply RxJS, and React is pretty easy to understand. The Qwik and SolidJS are the new ones. They're the hard ones for me. And then there's Svelte as well. And that's what I was going to talk about too. I was thinking there's no benefit to using Svelte, to using RxJS, if this more general syntax works for more frameworks and it's simpler and people like it better. But then I thought of Svelte. Well, it's fine. What I learned is that SolidJS is totally happy with this syntax, this syntax, and that RxJS isn't totally. You do have to add extra stuff, and combine latest is just overhead. If you could refer to values directly, that would be even nicer. And you can in React and Qwik and SolidJS with create memo. And these other things, there's going to be other signals, other asynchronous things. Those are easy in everything. But yeah, and then this, like, would you do this just for that? I don't think so, because you're either going to have a signal or some derivation of it. And inside the derivation, you can pass in, because you got create effect here. And this takes in the option of equals, right? Options, is that the second thing? Yeah, so equals, no, what's the second thing in here? Effect function, value, what is for the previous one. So whatever, I don't care. And then options equals, right? Effect options. Oh, no, that was on memo. But what are the effect options? That actually doesn't make sense. Why would it be here? But it's here. That's an option here. So it is something you could pass through. And so distinct until changed becomes an option. It can be an option. And with React, it's not an option. It's just default. Yeah. I don't think it's an option. Anyway, so that could be an option here. But anyway. So there is some overhead with RxJS when it comes to unwrapping things. Whereas with SolidJS, he likes the accessor syntax, and that makes it actually really convenient. It makes it under the hood, it makes it reactive, but still easy to refer to. Okay. So I believe that SolidJS and Qwik are the future of web development, personally. I think Svelte is similar to Angular with its syntax a bit. Uses HTML more, not JSX, and it's very friendly with observables, which reminds me I need to go look at that. And it's something that I will definitely want to help people with. And Svelte is awesome. It really is awesome. But SolidJS is like Svelte, but a little better. That's my opinion of it. It's somehow like Svelte is cool, but SolidJS is really cool. And there might be weird things with SolidJS that I don't understand yet, but so far everything I've seen is really well thought through, so I am not really concerned about any of that. And then with Qwik, it's not thoroughly thought through yet, like the developer experience, and that's why things are in flux, and it will change more, but I'm excited for what it is. So the future is Solid and Qwik. I think those two are the big frameworks in the future. And there will be other random things, but I want to encourage reactivity in these really cool frameworks. So like reactive syntax, all the way, async reactivity. So it seems like the syntax to do that will also work with React is this. But since I already have StateAdapt and it depends on RxJS, I need to think about this because I love supporting Angular and Svelte still. And I have never really looked too much into Vue, and I don't really care that much about it. It's really messy. Like there's so much in that framework. There's so much in it. And right now it just seems like React and Angular have been the important ones in my community, at least in Utah. So I'm not that interested in Vue. They support everything anyway, so I'm sure StateAdapt will be easy to do in Vue. So yeah. I will think about the StateAdapt features. And if it's possible to hand off, to keep the core the same, but then hand off the implementation to it, that might be crazy, but it might be easier to just create separate implementations. And then how important is the Redux pattern when you have things that are more debuggable like this? I assume. I need to look at SolidJS solid dev tools. I need to look at those, see if that's good enough. And then selectors. Yeah, everything should be easy. Pretty easy. I just don't know how needed StateAdapt is in these libraries. Like Redux DevTools, do you need that? I think for Qwik it'd be nice because it'd be one of the early things that are available. But we'll see, because I don't want to invest that much in Qwik quite yet. And then SolidJS, depending on how good its dev tools are. I mean, it might help to just make, it's already good to go. RxJS does work with Solid, so StateAdapt can be used with Solid. And you can go from a signal to RxJS. So I could actually create all of these and then create like a to-source function, standalone function that takes in a signal and outputs a source, not just an observable, a source. And if the signal has a name, it could just use that. That'd be pretty cool. You'd modify it before. Yeah, so it wouldn't be the same thing anymore. So it'd be at the end here. So like create memo. If you had like an ability to name this derived thing, that would be where I would do it. Let's see if they do. They probably don't, but let's see. Where are the options? Is that just equals? That's it? Okay. It's the second one and then the third one. Initial value? Must be. So let's see. Create memo. And then what do we got here? Name. You do have name. Okay. And I guess why not? What else do you have? Equals, of course. Yeah, so it's the same thing as signal. So that is great. So maybe that's an option. I could find the name of. No, you're gonna hand it an accessor, not. Yeah, I don't know where you get the name from. So whatever I create for that. But anyway, if I create that, then you could use these this hook-like syntax and be using SolidJS. And then the internals would be RxJS. Yeah. Well, I have a lot to think about. But I think the next thing I need to do is make sure this works in Svelte. It should be easy. And then I think StateAdapt itself, like if RxJS can't work with Qwik, that's what I'm wondering. I can work with Solid, and if Qwik is becoming more like Solid with the reactivity, why not? But assuming it can't work that way, what do I do about StateAdapt for Solid? Do I do anything about it? And how do I find out what I should do? Okay, I thought for a minute. And here's what it comes down to. Qwik. RxJS can work in React. It can work in SolidJS. It can work in Svelte. It works in Angular. It doesn't work in Qwik. That is something I need to explore. I might need to understand I think it might not be possible to understand where Mishko and Ryan Carniato's thoughts are on the reactivity and how you'd serialize it. I could understand how Qwik does serialization better, and I can understand SolidJS's reactivity a lot better. But synthesizing them in the same way that they want to or find is possible, I don't know if that'll work. And if I'm going to if it's possible, I want to look more into Qwik and really understand it deep down, because that's the only reason I have to abandon RxJS. The only reason whatsoever. RxJS can work in React. It is just unnecessary, but it can work. For the async stuff, you would want to use it. And for SolidJS and Svelte, for the async stuff, you'd want to use it. Individually, React, Svelte, and SolidJS have synchronous reactivity, like in the most convenient syntax. And Qwik is good too with that already, and it will still be good if it changes its reactivity. But reactive hooks can handle asynchronous reactivity as well. And the fact that it's not compatible with RxJS is kind of a side concern. It makes it less convenient to migrate from RxJS to Qwik. But everything I invest in StateAdapt and RxJS, see, StateAdapt, like adapters, all the utilities I create for adapters, those will apply everywhere. But and Solid, they have their own store mechanism that seems to be efficient. So I need to look into that at some point. It's not that important to me though. But everything I invest into StateAdapt now is fine. And even the RxJS stuff, because it can be used in all these frameworks except Qwik. And then even the RxJS stuff, there will be equivalent ways of expressing it. It'll just take refactoring. So it's not like it's the worst thing in the world either. And in a lot of these, you're like going downhill. It's simpler to do this than in RxJS. So deleting code, that's not much of a syntactic dead end. It's more like it's like an uphill dead end where you go uphill to create the RxJS, and then you do have to backtrack, but it's downhill. It's funner. You get to delete code when you're going the other way. And as far as functionality goes, there are only a couple things I need to. So here are the next things I need to do. I need to look at Svelte, and then I need to look at sharing individual stores between components, like hooks. That's one thing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then StateAdapt, it uses the same path. So, well, how would you like over here with StateAdapt, where I'm doing this? How would you share this exact same store between components? Because assuming they're in the same method, and you would want to share these, I assume. Does it have to be in a context? I think it might. And that sucks. Angular and Svelte are easy for sharing stuff. You just import it. You don't have weird rules you have to follow. But with these, that's sharing. So sharing state, you might have to use context, and that sucks. But yeah, that does suck. Because in this case, that would mean you're subscribing to all those sources immediately, and then you're never going to unsubscribe because it's in context. It's like it's an actual thing that's out there. It's created as soon as you render. So that really sucks. And with a custom hook, like, let's see, I didn't do those here. I guess that was here. A custom hook, like, are you using the same thing? Can you use the same thing? I think you can, but yeah, I mean, you can. You can, but how do you set it? Well, you can set it. That's fine. You just have to create it here. And then you just check if it's already been created, I guess, when you do it a second time. That's what React Query does, doesn't it? It's its own business. It's key system. And that is a singleton that it just has somewhere. And it can be context. Yeah, that can be context, but in my case I wouldn't want it to be context because it would create the subscriptions too soon. So then what about if they're signals, yes, and they're being created here, then they'll get destroyed here too. Can you use signals? I don't think you can do this. I don't think you can. Yeah, what happens if you create a signal from one component, set it to a global variable, and then over in another component, use that signal? It will get destroyed. Right? And RxJS is nice. And that's an issue with React Query, isn't it? If two different components want the same data, and you do want that cancellation strategy, each of them will have their own use effect. So how do you handle that? They're just going to suck. Like each of them, you want something like RxJS, you want a list of subscribers somewhere. And then use effect, you unsubscribe. You drop that subscriber. When all of them are done, then cancel the request. But that really doesn't work, does it? You'd have to keep track of the subscribers. And I'm thinking about Qwik this whole time as well. Well, with Qwik, you can't have RxJS, right? So what do I want to do with that? Like, just what am I thinking? What do I want? If it's these custom hook things, these reactive hooks, and I want it to treat it like subscriptions, and I want them to share resources, then they have to there has to be some kind of subscription model. If it's going to be reactive. Because, yeah, it's nice. I can think of a single chain of hook invocations acting like a subscription. But then when they stop, what happens to that shared resource at the very top? The singleton. Because they are going to share a request, a promise, right? If they share that, how does it handle it? The use effect or use client effect or whatever it is. If it will just have to keep that a subscription count, that would work. It doesn't have to be an actual subscription. It can just be a count, and then it decrements whenever the effect closes off. Yeah, okay. So that could be one of these internal mechanisms that I have. It doesn't have to be references. It's just a count. So if the count is above 0, then we're interested. If it gets to 0 and there's a cancellation policy, then go ahead and cancel it. Cancellation policy. Whatever. Yeah, that's how neural networks work. Cancellation. Those words, I've heard them a lot. And the neural network just decided, you know what? That's the right phrase. Okay, so, all right, so shared state maybe won't be impossible to solve. It really may not be that hard. It's just in your side effect, you'll call like a subscription decrementer or whatever instead of the full cancel function. Yeah, that's how you'd implement cancellation. And these hooks, when I create them, I can do all of this. I can handle the sophistication for people if they want. Yeah, and default will be cancel. Default should be cancel. So anyway, it'll be like React Query. It will be a lot like React Query, but I will make up IDs, I guess, for the keys. And yeah, I think things should be really doable. And this cancellation thing, I think it can work. And that can be serialized. And yeah, it's just state. So you don't need a whole tree. You just have references. And the fact that they're being called, well, I don't know how to think about that, because I could see it also getting out of hand, like disconnected from reality. Like, what if it renders once on the server and it's like a one-time thing, so it's like a cleanup function, but that let's see, it's a timer. Okay, let's just say it's a set timeout. and it renders on the server. And so there's a timeout. And that, well, it goes up to a timer. And so one thing is subscribed to it. And how do you share a resource for a timer? I don't even, by key, I guess. So maybe this is like, there's specific data and then there's a delay on it. I don't know. Let's just say there's some scenario though. Whatever it is, whenever that async thing is happening, there's a tally of how many things are interested in it. And if that gets serialized, the async thing does not get serialized. It's sent to the client, and then it says, oh, there are 3 things interested in it. And then the client, it wakes up. Well, if it's client effect, yes, I guess. I don't even, well, how does client effect work? Oh, it executes it immediately, right? It has to know. I am interested in how it renders client effects. Like the first time around, what that becomes serialized as. Because the bootstrap or whatever it's called, it has to know where those are and then call them. Does that code become part of the initial bundle actually? No, I think it. How did that work in the Qwik app? I think it did just wait a second. So it called that function immediately, didn't it? I forgot, but you know what? I've got my computer here, and I could look at that, couldn't I? So, Qwik. Let's try it. Let's see what's happening over here. All right, we're back on Qwik, apparently. Yeah, I mean, oops. Really? Was it all of this? No, good. So it did, let's see. It did call it. Like it started running immediately. It was on the screen. So yes, it has some way of knowing that it needs to call those, and it actually, let's see. Yeah, it loaded the code that contained it. That's interesting. And it had to load this. Yeah, well, that's, oh yeah, it loaded this entire file, didn't it? I think this is, yep. I think this is the component. So it ran the component, or it loaded the component so that it could run the client effect. I think. Let's see. It didn't load that immediately. It loaded the client effect first, and then it rendered. And loaded these so that it could re-render. I see. So yes. Use timer. Use client effect. Okay, so it's the thing that contains the use client effect hook that runs. Okay. So anyway, right. So this runs, and that would on the client register. See, this is stored outside of a store because it's shared. And so I don't know how it gets serialized. It just gets put into the same chunk though as this, because it would be referring to it. And then would it add to it? The thing is, like, the thing I'm worried about is it's kept as state how many things are subscribed to it. It's kept as state. What if each just got an ID? Yeah, that could work. Doesn't need to be a count. It doesn't need to be a reference. It just is an ID, just a random ID. And then you just make sure that if the ID is up there, you don't add it the second time. Okay. That would probably be better. And then you don't have to worry about the situation where the client effect kicks off on the server. It increments it because it says, oh, I'm interested. But then since it gets cleaned up on the server, it decrements state on the server and not on the client, where that updated state got to the client. And then when these things registered again, it added another. I don't want that to happen. If I have an object, or like a set would be probably the most performant, but doesn't matter. The array would be the simplest, like the lowest payload of data, but the fastest to look up would probably be what I care about, maybe. Well, dot includes, is that so? Does that hit performance too much? Probably not. Anyway, so I think shared state will be not too bad. So reactive hooks, I think, will work fine. I think they will work fine. So shared state, I'm no longer concerned about that. I was making a list of things to look into next, and I think shared state is just going to be fine. I'm going to roll the rest of that question into the later task of really planning out the implementation of these reactive hooks. But, that makes me wonder, like, why can't the reactive graph be serialized then? Because I just kind of did it by giving each subscriber an ID. And if it's subscribed, you should be able to figure out a way to restore that state, right? I don't know how you deal with various things like start with and things that depend on initial and final subscription status. Those would be tricky, but maybe. You have a list of subscribers. Let's say you can't serialize that. You can serialize a list of IDs. You definitely can. And so why? Yeah. You can serialize a promise ID. That's probably how they do it. So I would like to support. I'd like to see if I can support both ways of doing it, reactive hooks and RxJS. And to figure out RxJS, well, first I want to make sure that Svelte is good to go. Nothing major needs to change, just like SolidJS for supporting RxJS. And then I want to look into Qwik and double check that reactive graphs can't be serialized, because I don't believe it. I can't believe that. It's state. It should be able to figure out state. Like, if I can figure it out, that would be awesome. And I don't know if, I need to figure out how Qwik works, like, really deeply. That's what I need to figure out. Because RxJS is good syntax, and I would basically be re-implementing it completely So should I avoid that? Should I try to get people to use RxJS? Or should I go to the alternative syntax? I don't know. It'd be a little less work. And it'd be really cool if I could say, oh, Qwik can support RxJS. But I already tweeted saying, no, it doesn't need to. But it would be a lot of work rewriting RxJS in this alternative format. Yeah. And so what would be more work? Rewriting or writing a new version of StateAdapt that handles this other side. It's like totally flipped, because the core like adapter stuff, that can be the common thing, but then after that, everything involves RxJS. So if I create like a reactive hook version, then how do I what about Redux DevTools? And I mean, there are a lot of things I have to think about if I wanted to create, and I wouldn't even really think of it as DevTools or any of that or StateAdapt at first. I would just think of it as, okay, someone needs to create all these reactive hooks. I would think I'd have to create the RxJS of reactive hooks first. So that would be like RH, but then it would be a different implementation for each framework. So it'd be RH React, RH Solid, RH RH Qwik. Yeah. So that would be a lot of work. And then I could start thinking about DevTools. And selector should be easy. You can use, from the beginning, it'll be like built in. Because RxJS should have had state adapters built in, honestly. A scan and a subject, and wrapping it with your own special things so that you can, in a switch statement, differentiate between which subject it came from. Like, that is just so bad. It would have been really nice if there was better syntax for state that accumulates over time from different sources, where you don't have to write like 30% of your code boilerplate. So it's a question I have. I should probably go for both, because even though it'd be a lot of work to do the reactive hook stuff, it's also a lot friendlier to people who are familiar with React, and it looks more like native SolidJS and native Qwik and React. So I think that it might be easier to get people to adopt declarative code and write in that style if I provide utilities that look like what they're expecting or what they're used to. On the other hand, RxJS is already a great library, and it can just be dropped in and work wonderfully with Svelte and Angular. And wouldn't it be cool if it could also and even Solid and kind of React? So wouldn't it be cool if it could also work really well inside Qwik somehow? Or at least something like it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I should be able to, maybe it's the observable primitive itself that I would need to work on. That all the RxJS operators will be fine, just as long as subscriptions are given an ID, and that is serialized. And then I'm able to take each observable and that subscription list of IDs and figure out how to reconnect them. I mean, there's no way it's that simple, but I don't know, maybe there's a way. But yeah, so, okay, so Svelte, separate out. Well, no, Svelte first, because I already know it works. I just need to confirm it. And then, um, and then, and then, uh, and then look at Qwik, and then decide the extent that RxJS can work. And there's so much I want to do all. I want to do it all. So I want to do both. I want to have RxJS supported as far as it can go, and then I want to re-implement it in these other things, even if whether it works in Qwik or not. And as far as the RxJS approach goes, it'd be pretty cool. A lot of people would love it if I could figure out some way to serialize observables. People would love that. And so, I don't know. I think I should just plan on doing both right now. And it's just fun to think that, like, of the two, I think I'd prefer this syntax. Or whatever it is. Yeah, this. It's out in the open. It's more out in the open. Once you're in a component, you kind of want to subscribe anyway. And if for rare situations, it's good. You can just pass in extra options. And then, yeah, you don't have to have this big chain of, well, the big chain is nice. Well, that's the cost and benefit. So the benefit is it's self-contained. The cost is it's hard to debug. So that's the pro and con, and it's a little hard to write. So, yeah. I like them both for different reasons. So, and I just think it's so cool that one primitive can handle both synchronous and asynchronous code. It's so cool. Well, no, not synchronous and asynchronous. It's both fine-grained and overreactive environments. It's incredible. It's just so cool. You can set the actual value through or an accessor or an observable, kind of. It's awesome. And yeah, you can do it like this. So, yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it's not going to be identical syntax ever, but yeah. So, I just think that is so cool. So, I do think I prefer this, but we'll see. Either way, I love reactive programming, and yeah, I think I'm going to do both of these. RH, reactive hooks. So RH, React, RH, Solid, RH, Qwik, whatever. And RH Qwik would really be version dependent because they'll probably change their reactivity. So we'll see where that goes. Anyway, so yeah. I do want to focus overall a little more on Qwik than anything else right now. So that's the RxJS question. And so I will do Svelte real quick, and then I'll go to Qwik and look at how they do serialization for promises and serialization in general, and see if I can create something like an observable. That would be pretty awesome. So, Yep. All right. You know what? I want to get Svelte out of the way right now. So let's find a repo real quick. Why not? Okay, I found this real quick. Don't remember what happened to the repo. Here it is. It's just some time thing, but anyway, I'm gonna open this now with VS Code. So yeah, let's just do this real fast. Wonder if they already have RxJS. That'd be pretty cool. Either way, let's. They probably don't. I don't know about the Svelte community. They probably don't. Yeah, no. All right, man. Freaking annoying with the. No, I was the one who was wrong on that bug report I do with Stack Blitz. Somehow it has peer dependency. I wish npm showed peer dependencies. Anyway, so this is code. So I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna just close that one, that tab. npm install, save, RxJS, StateAdapt, core, and RxJS at 6, I guess. All right, that's what I needed for both of them. So those are gonna add. Oh, dependencies. Shoot. Maybe is this Svelte kit in here? I don't really know. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at some of these components now. Why are you so slow? Oh, you know what? Yes, install. Yep. Man, Svelte is popular. Dang. Awesome. Way to go. Okay. Okay. Gosh, that was stupid. All right, now how to use RxJS with Svelte. Yes, enable it. Okay, oh yeah, package stuff. All right, let me go figure out how to import RxJS. Okay, so, well, I mean, already. Okay, where am I? Let's go to the home page. So, components, lib, stores, frick. Yeah. app.svelte. Here's that, the nav bar. And you have pages. Where's pages? Components and pages.svelte. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So main. This is what I'm going to just use, okay? Okay, so there's the script. There's really nothing going on here. Active run? Where's this coming from? Where is that coming from? Oh. Oh, that's annoying. It's now my VS Code extension kind of is biting me. Or no, my VS Code setting where the $sign is part of the word. Because now it's part of the language instead of the word. So that kind of sucks. But let's try, let's see. Const equals new behavior subject. And let's give it a string. Let's call it, well, Alfred, just for fun. Okay. And, import from RxJS. See if that works. Cool. Now let's go to the very top. There will be no runners yet. That's what I gathered from. Okay, so I think you can just do this then, right? So let's see what the browser says. Nothing. Console? Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay, so npm run dev. I love how fast it is. It's awesome. Alfred, there he is. Okay. All right, so that's how easy it is. Okay, so, well then, let's look over here and just copy this stuff because it'll be the same. All of this stuff will be the same. Up to even down here. I mean, it's already good enough. This should just work. This is, I don't like this. I wish this was, oh, this is actual HTML, the whole thing. I wish it was different. I wish the TypeScript was the default and then, but you know, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so let's do store.state now. Is that gonna work? Or can you do this? No. What? Oh no. Parentheses? Work. Yes. Okay, what? What? Dang it. Do I need to assign these as variables? Every single one? Let me Google this. Hang on. Okay, so it does have to be a top level. Yeah, has to be a top level thing. So you can't. I guess I can destructure it. Yeah, I'm gonna destructure it. Okay, so this won't be too bad, I guess. Yeah, you know, I can even destructure it here. State and backwards. Okay. Then we get state and backwards. Okay. And up here. Ooh, yes. Okay, look at that. Look how easy that was. Let's do a button. Just make sure state changes work. Let's do set. So button. Go ahead and close that and do on click. Is that syntax? I've never written Svelte before. How do you do this? Is it going to be? I need help. Let's see. Writable stores. Tick. I'm just looking for an on key down. Oh, that. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So let's do set. Oh, can't do that. Oh man, I hope I can do this.
What do you want to set?
Let's do that. Okay. Where's the button? Did I break it? Did I save it? Where's the button? Oh. There. Ooh. Is that a button? It is, and it worked. Ah, Svelte. Ah, that is nice. I like Svelte. That was so easy. I've never used Svelte before, and this was, I mean, I've read about it, so I guess this doesn't count, but man, that is awesome. it doesn't have to be. I could just put a function here. Well, component outputs, that is the thing that I'm not sure about. I don't want to have a callback function for those. But anyway, StateAdapt. There's StateAdapt working inside Svelte. Obviously, this is overhead. You just export it once. This is overhead. I would create a function that people could just import and just call this as adapt, and then they'd be good. So this would be their code right here. And no formatting. What's up with the no formatting? Oh, okay. All right. Well, life is difficult, I guess. But anyway, okay, so there. Svelte question answered. That took 20 minutes-ish. So, okay, I'm good to go then. Yeah, Svelte will work. Easy. StateAdapt is trivially possible. It's just possible as RxJS in these things. It's actually even better because what was that? Two-way binding. I think that's an issue. But I'm never going to run into it with StateAdapt, only RxJS. So I guess the StateAdapt is probably even easier than RxJS. You don't have to mutate and call .next as .push or whatever it was that you had to do to get RxJS to work inside Svelte. But anyway, the other thing I should probably check is subscription count. Do I care? No, I don't, because these are selectors. And they're going to be, shared, memoized. So, okay, well, that does it then. That was really long. I learned about Svelte at the end, but okay, so I learned about SolidJS. I tried 4 of the 5 different reactive things because the 5th one I realized was stupid, I guess. It was just sort of a fun idea for me to try. I don't remember why I didn't do it. It doesn't matter. It was irrelevant, but I liked how easy it was to drop in RxJS and StateAdapt into SolidJS and then Svelte later. And it's cool that you can do React hooks in Solid and Qwik. And so that's like a unifying syntax. And now I want to explore both RxJS and the typical way StateAdapt is done already. I want to keep doing that and keep moving forward with that. And I want to Qwik is really the interesting one. I thought I'd be really interested in all of these, and I have been interested in them for a long time. But Qwik is the weird one because it's kind of radical. And honestly, I think of one of my favorite things is figuring out async stuff, where there's an artificial split between two things, like server client, and I don't know. It's just next level conceptual complexity. I just love it, the idea of it. So that was fun. All of that, and thinking about Qwik and how to serialize subscriptions. This is going to be really fun for me to try. I'm going to keep diving down the Qwik rabbit hole. These were quick, fast. They were fast. All these little spikes I did, I was planning on doing this, but, and whether or not Qwik supports RxJS eventually, if it implements the SolidJS reactivity system, whether or not it can support RxJS at that point, if Michiko comes up with a way, I do want to still push the RxJS side of StateAdapt as hard as I can, because a lot of people are already familiar with RxJS. So, and RxJS is awesome. So, yeah. Hopefully even if Qwik can use RxJS, I want to figure out the reactive hook version as well, and then figure out how StateAdapt might play into that after the end. But it'll probably just be built into it. I don't know. All I care about is declarative code, and that's what all of this is for. It's just figure out how to get ahead of the curve and promote like crazy declarative coding patterns. That's what I'm interested in. So yeah, that's it for this recording. That was long, and that was longer for me than it was for you. That was 5 hours for me. I paused and thought frequently, and ended up at Svelte. Did not expect that, but that was so cool. It only took like 2 minutes of coding, and it worked. So yeah, SolidJS was easy too. That was a piece of cake too. So, all right, well, that's it. And for anyone who's watching, thanks for watching. And help me spread the good word of reactive programming. All right, bye.